Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Cracked Open. Today, I'm playing a game I didn't get to play back in the day, and I'm letting you know if it's worth running back. Let's get into it.
Buff Sprite. Buff Sprite. Buff Sprite. Buff Sprite.
16 ton for the Sega Mega Drive, guys. This game was released exclusively in Japan back in 1991, and it's a scrolling action platformer. You're playing as a character named Apple Gaikichi, and he's the one wearing the prison outfit. And basically what you're trying to do in the game is make your way through each level, which is designed like a maze, and you're throwing 16-ton weights to crush your enemies, turn them into basically bloody mashed potatoes, and you're throwing these weights, you're crushing them and trying to eliminate them before they get you, and that's what allows you to move on to the next level. Now, the weights can also be used as stepping stools, so you can stack them on top of each other to reach different levels, different platforms in each level. So they're multi-tools. Using them, you still got to be careful because you can throw it and it will land right on you and you can crush yourself. So you always have to be aware of where you are in the game and when you're throwing your weights, all right? Now, some levels come with different obstacles, which is what makes the game challenging and yet also fun. And when you throw your weights, what'll happen is some levels have ice, they'll slide across. Some have like platforms that will cause the weights to bounce, so you got to be careful because they'll bounce and just keep on bouncing around, and they can come back to haunt you. And you also have to be careful when you throw weights on top of weights because they'll bounce in certain instances as well. So you're looking out for the enemies coming at you. They're jumping, they're flying, they're sliding at you, but you also have to be careful again of when you're using your weights, where you're throwing them and stuff like that, because you can end up crushing yourself. I was really surprised when I started playing the game. I thought it was going to be all Japanese, but because the guy was wearing the prison outfit and it's called 16 ton, I was like, this has to be interesting, right? And I was pleasantly surprised. You know, I started playing the game and I just kept on playing it. And it's unfortunate that this game actually never came out. I don't believe it did in any case in North America or Europe, but I'm grateful that it does have English. It's a lot of the game is also written in English, because if it was all I try to play some of those games in other languages sometimes. I can't keep up. Like I just can't keep up. You know, I'm a guy that actually really appreciates manuals and stuff like that. So when it comes to the different language, it's like, oh boy, you know. But I'm grateful with this one that wasn't the case, because it's such a fun game to play. One thing about this game is no matter where you start, you always end up where you started. So if you keep going upward in a level, you'll always end up where you started back at the bottom, and vice versa. If you go left, you'll always end up, if you go as far left as you can, you'll always end up where you started. So, you know, these are just little things in the game. Like, you got to pay attention, strategy, you got to figure out how to use those things to your advantage and how they can be used against you as well, because enemies come back around. When you throw weights, you know, they go one way and then they end up coming back behind you and stuff like that, or they'll fall down under you and then you'll see it coming right up over your head again. So you got to pay attention to every little detail. In the game, like, you'll notice that the other characters are falling from the sky, and there's like a pink bar at the top there, so that shows you where they're falling and when they're gonna fall. So you do get a warning, but it's still not like, oh, they're here, so I'm gonna run across the screen. That's not the case. If you just dash across, you might forget that there was enemies that went that way, or they went the opposite way, but remember, they're coming back on the other side. So, you know, you gotta be like on your P's and Q's, and I like that. You know, this was a game I don't think I ever would have figured out until now, because again, I mentioned in my last video, Crazy Racers video, that I never really played Mario Kart growing up. I was more so into Diddy Kong Racing, and that's because I always felt like it was like the like the big kids game. You know, I always thought Diddy Kong was more, I don't know, more entertaining for me, and I guess less competitive. You know, is the best way I could describe it. But Sega was also that type of game. Not because I did, like I even had a Sega at one point growing up. Didn't play a lot of games for it though. I think I had like Madden, maybe Sonic, you know, saw a couple of games, but it was one of those games that a lot of the bigger kids had, a lot of older guys had it, and older guys never let you play with them, right? And I actually have a story about that. I've told a story before, but I think I'll upload it here again. I think it's funny, you know, and maybe you guys will like that story. But I actually learned I was really good at push-ups at that point in my life, real young, because they wouldn't let me play Sega, but they'd always like do push-ups, let's see who could do the most push-ups, and they'll let me always, you know, participate in that. So I learned about my push-up game real young. But I don't think I would have ever really figured out about this game. One, because it was never out in North America. Two, you know, Sega Genesis wasn't the system of choice for us growing up when we were younger. It was more so Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and stuff like that. So now that I'm getting to break into this, you know, really break into this area of gaming and stuff like that with these consoles, and really dig deep into retro gaming again, now I gotta say that I'm really enjoying it. And this is one of the reasons why, because this game, to me, I find it fairly simple, but I find it very entertaining. You know, would I run this game back? Absolutely, I'll run it back. I'll run it back every chance I get, because I don't see it getting old. I just see it being a challenge and a great game to pass the time and play with friends and family and stuff like that. You know, it's a game I think that's made for everybody. And I think even though it's bloody, it's still a peaceful game, which, you know, might be hard to believe, but that's the way I see it, you know. So yeah, guys, you know, if you've played this game before, let me know what you think about it. If you're on my channel for the first time, or you're coming back because you enjoy these Run It Back series and they're introducing you to games that you yourself haven't played, and you're watching this video now, let me know what you think about it, if you're interested in playing this game at all. And if you do get a chance to play it, come back and tell me what you think about it from your own personal experience, you know, because so far all the games that I've played and stuff like that, well, not all of them, there are some games I don't like, but I feel bad to talk about it, because, you know, there's always somebody that likes a game out there, you know, but man, some of them just really ain't that good. And I think that's gonna be my next video. It's just hard to make videos for something that you didn't really enjoy, right? But I gotta get to it anyway. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I got for now for this one here. I enjoyed it a lot. Will I run it back again? Definitely I will. And if you played it before and maybe forgot that it was out there, forgot it was a part of your collection, I think you should definitely run it back. I think you're gonna enjoy it. And yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, throw them weights around.